Okay, day 3 of ICT4D. Carlos, my dear friend, I would love to have you start just by introducing yourself to the folks who are watching.
For sure. I'm Carlos Yerena. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships at Reach Digital Health. And I was just reflecting just before this. The last one that I clearly remember 7 years ago.
7 years?
In Uganda.
Wow. I was there.
Yeah,
I was there too.
Yeah. Amazing.
That was an amazing experience.
And now we're here.
And any interesting trends or comparisons between the two? I'm curious.
I mean, obviously, the obvious one, AI, right? Mm-hmm. So they were saying, how many sessions have you attended that are AI related? And everybody was raising their hands. And the fact of the matter, if you think about ICT4D 15 years ago, 20 years ago, it's kind of the same thing where everybody was like, we need that. I have a project, we need digital technology. But they didn't really understand what digital technology was. And I just got like a deja vu type of thing because it was like, AI, everything needs to be AI. Is this microphone AI? You know, all of these things. Do you understand what AI means? And sometimes do you really need it for your problem that you're trying to solve? So that's
big stands out as a big delta.
For sure.
Yeah. So Carlos, do you want to share a little bit more about the work that you're doing at Reach Digital and why it's important in this moment? I think it'd be great to tell the story a little bit.
For sure. And so, I mean, it's in the name, Reach Digital Health. We use very basic technology, SMS, WhatsApp, USSD, to engage from a behavioral perspective individuals. Whether it's a pregnant woman, an HIV positive man, somebody looking for SRHR or mental health support.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's what we do. And why I say basic is because, you know, once again, going into the whole AI thing, there are other forms of AI. So we've been using machine learning, for example, for a long time to sort of automate our workflows in the back end. And that's AI as well, but it's not the shiny AI. So we've been really, to your point around like why this is important, I think there's a lot of misinformation still out there and how we're able to support citizens, users, pregnant women and the sorts to kind of like drive them for those support mechanisms around health outcomes. It's very important. And so we've been tapping into AI, but very responsibly to that matter. In some cases, we get a bit of backlash and it's like, but you should be all over AI, you know? But I think we've been more responsible around guardrails and how we use it. And look at the problem first. Like, what is the problem that we're trying to solve? Does it require us to have AI in it? Or can we just use our behaviorally, insights and approaches to really solve it? So I think that's one of the things that we're doing at the moment.
Carlos, I know it's been a hard year, not just for you all, but for everybody in our digital health world. When you think about the work and the programming, and I know we chatted just before this about some of the priority countries, what's the hardest part about your job right now? Is it trying to get to scale? Is it wrestling with AI? Give us a flavor for what's keeping you up at night.
No, for sure. I think it's your point around scale and impact. I think the misconception of scale equating to impact, so go to more countries, get more users. We've been really wrestling with that and try to, because I mean, one of the things that digital technology allows you to do is to have scale quite rapidly, right? Specifically systems like WhatsApp in markets like Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, penetration of 95%,
Incredible.
Right? So the moment you have something, you immediately go into scale. But what does that really mean? And so in the past, our approach was like, how can we replicate some of the successes we've seen in South Africa, like Mom Connect, contacting the OHB-wise, into other countries to support similar use cases? And now we're trying to kind of take a step back and say, in the countries that we're already in, how can we move the needle more? Because even if we feel that we've achieved a lot, there's still room for improvement. And I think, we were both at school already a few weeks. I think that sort of conversation was already happening there. And we were pushed to think differently about impact and scale. Impact could also mean going deep into, the programs that you already have in the country. So that has been part of our big kind of shift in the way that we think. But not too much because, we've achieved a scale. How can we really improve that impact?
Sure. Yeah, it was interesting to me, the conversation around scale also lining up with who funds and how they fund. And I know that a lot of the conversations at school were about how do we, as nonprofits and organizations that maybe were funded by governments or USAID or whatever, make the case directly to the governments of the countries where we're operating that this is a service that is worth paying for out of a health budget, which is a different audience, different calculus, different metrics and outcomes that you have to hit, and a different challenge altogether. So certainly a big topic. 100%. So Carlos, while I have you, what's most exciting for the horizon for y'all as we turn the corner here, head into June 2026.
Sure.
What is keeping you fired up?
Actually, and I was talking about AI, but we are doing some cool AI stuff. So we're tapping into what we always speak about multi-channel, which is SMS, USSD, WhatsApp. So provide users options on how they can engage with this information. But now we're also talking about multimodality, which is within those channels, can you use voice, images, videos, and text?
Oh.
Text is mostly, USSD and all of
Sure,
that,
sure.
but WhatsApp as well. And so we are about to pilot some of this work in Nigeria.
Okay.
Where we're going to do some under-resourced language modeling in 2 states, and that's quite exciting. So it's not only going to be your regular, conversational agent on text, maybe some images, but now you can be sending voice notes and get an answer in your language on voice as well.
Wow. Okay.
And even potentially, have you tried to call WhatsApp chatbot? You can
A little bit.
you
Yeah,
can't,
yeah. It's very cool.
Now you can. And there's an AI agent at the back.
Right.
end
I think
that
I've
can
seen some of these demos. Very
yeah,
cool.
from
Bet you,
Gustav.
yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So that's
that's very
amazing.
cool.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, Carlos, look, we wish you wonderful rest of the conference here in Nairobi, but also tremendous success in the work that you're doing, the important work that you're doing.
Appreciate it.
And we thank you for it as well.
Thank you, man.
All right, friend. Best of luck.